by glorifying great personalities, specifically His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, who is a very close and dear friend and well-wisher of mine. So I was thinking I will take one sloka and then we will discuss from there. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 25, the glories of devotional service. So Mother Dehuti, she had asked certain question to Lord Kapil Dev. Specifically, she asked that how can she be free from the material sense enjoyment, because the material senses and desire for sense gratification is a cause of disturbance. She said, I have fallen in this ignorance of thinking how to enjoy my senses and how can I get out of this thing. That was the question. So Lord Kapil Dev started explaining in that. I'll just take one sloka. This is 3rd canto Bhagavatam, chapter 25, the glory of devotional service, text number 22. Mai ananya bhavena bhakti kurvanti e dridham mat krite yat karmana tyakta swajana bandhava. Such a sadhu engage in a staunch devotional service to the Lord without deviation. For the sake of Lord, he renounces all other connections, such as family, relationship, and friendly acquaintance within this world. Purport by Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A person in the renounced order of life, a sannyasi, is called a sadhu because he renounced everything: his home, his comfort, his friends, his relatives, and his duties to friends and family. He renounces everything for the sake of Supreme Personality of Godhead. A sannyasi, generally in the renounced order of life, but his renunciation will be successful only when his energy is employed in the service of Lord with great austerity. It is said here, therefore, Bhaktim Kurvanti Je Dridham. A person who seriously engages in the service of Lord and is in renounced order of life is a sadhu. Sadhu is one who has given up all responsibility to society, family, and worldly humanitarianism simply for his service to the Lord. As soon as he takes his birth in this world, a person has so many responsibilities and obligations to the public, to the demigods, to the great sages, to the general living being, to his parents, to the family, forefather, and to many others. When he gives up all such obligations for the sake of the service of the Supreme Lord, he is not punished for such renunciation of obligation. But if For sense gratification, a person renounces all such obligation. He is punished by the law of nature. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurjinmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So this is the key point. To be free from the disturbance created by material world via enjoying or always be engaged in thought of sense gratification. So sense gratification is the cause of all the problems. Now the question raised by Mother Dehuti is very relevant for all of us. If sense gratification is the cause of disturbance, which is created by ignorance or agyan, then only knowledge is thing which can dispel the ignorance. Now, how does one acquire knowledge? Knowledge comes from three sources. One is we acquire knowledge through reading books. It can be any books. In our case, or anybody who wants to be free from the disturbance in this material world. So books like Bhagavatam, etc., etc. Reading, you can acquire knowledge. The knowledge acquired by practice, what you have read or heard, that is other kind of knowledge. And the knowledge which is revealed by the Lord from the heart. Matta smriti jnana pohanam cha. That is third kind of knowledge. So this knowledge are the knowledge which can purify us and clear the ignorance, and thus we will be able to control our senses, and this way we'll be happy. I remember a story. There was a king. He had a goat. The king announced that if anybody who can satisfy my goat, I will get 50% of my kingdom. So one day, one person came and he told the king, I will satisfy your goat. So he took the king goat to the forest. He fed him green grass whole day. Evening time, he brought the goat back to the king. King asked him, have you fed him enough? Is he satisfied? He said, yes, my lord, your goat is satisfied, fully satisfied. Now, king asked for green grass. So green grass was brought and he left goat free. Goat ran towards the green grass and started eating. So king said, goat is not satisfied. So many people tried to satisfy the goat. They couldn't satisfy the goat. So one intelligent person, a devotee of the Lord, he thought there must be some way to control the goat, eating habit. So he came to the king and he said, I will satisfy your goat. So king gave the goat. He took the goat. He left the goat free to graze the green grass, but he had tied him with a rope. And as soon as goat was eating some green grass, he had a stick in his hand. He had to stick the goat, beat the goat. 1 time, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Every time the goat got beaten by a stick. So one point, goat realized, I can't eat green grass. If I eat green grass, I'll get beaten. So later on, when the saintly person gave the green grass, the goat ran away. Goat was not eating the green grass. So then Sadhu understood that now the goat will not get green grass. So the goat was brought to king. And king asked him, so is my goat satisfied? You have fed him enough? The saintly person said, yes, I have fed him enough. And he is satisfied. King got the green grass. As soon as the goat saw the green grass, he just stood and didn't touch. He didn't even look at the green grass, put that way. And the king was very happy that my goat is satisfied. Now, the lesson what we learn from this story is our senses are like goat. By giving green grass or by giving sense gratification, we can never satisfy our senses. But if we have association of saintly person who stick us all the time, don't do this thing, do this thing, take only Krishna Prasad, do not eat which is not offered to Krishna, follow four-agreed principle, etc., etc., who guides us day in, day out. And then our senses will be so controlled that even we see the object of sense gratification, still the senses will not run towards the sense gratification. So a stick is the instruction of the saintly person, sadhus. Now, who are those sadhus? And that qualification is described by Lord Kapil Dev. Shastra said, sadhu sanga sarva shastra koy, law matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hai. They will guide us what to do, what not to do. The description of sadhu are given, titikchava karunika, shurdam, sarvadehinam, ajasatrava, santa, sadhava, sadhu bhushanam. The symptom of sadhu is given by Lord Kapil Dev, that sadhu is one who is titikchava, who has tolerance. Karunika, who is very merciful. Suhridam, who is very friendly. Sarvadehinam, to all living entity. Ajasatrava, he has no enemy. Santa, is very peaceful in all situations. Sadhava, he has saintly behavior. So these are the qualifications. Our beloved His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he had all these good qualities. I had good fortune to associate with him time and again. My first association with Maharaj goes in 1979. Those days, I happened to be in Mayapur for a year. We had gone to Calcutta for book distribution. Those days, Maharaj was staying in Rainy Park. and he was translating the Prabhupada books. So one day, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj had come, and there was a prasadam arrangement. So I was also invited to take prasadam. So we all went for, prasadam service or taking prasadam. So I was given service to serve Tamal Krishna Maharaj and others. If anyone who knows Tamal Krishna Maharaj is very fussy in eating. So when I was serving, it was my first experience of serving Bengali prasadam. So I did not serve in proper manner. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, you sit down and eat. And Bhakti Charu Maharaj and one other devotee, his name was Dharadhar Prabhu, he was cooking, Dharadhar. And Bhakti Charu Maharaj, I came to know that he was such a great cook. So he had cooked, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj personally started serving and feeding. So my first association with Bhakti Charu Maharaj goes with my tongue. If tongue and belly, if you win the tongue and belly, you can win that person. So His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj gave the taste of Bengali prasadam. Mayapur we were taking prasadam, but you can ask to all those devotees who were in Mayapur 78, 79, what kind of prasadam we were getting. I cannot describe here, but yes, that day the feast was something extraordinary, and the service organized by Maharaj was extraordinary. So I will talk about prasadam part. It may go this year-wise, this way, that way, but I'm talking about subject is prasadam. So Maharaj becomes friendly to anybody by feeding prasadam. Whenever he comes to Bombay, we always have prasadam together. I remember in Bombay in 90 sometime, I had a chairman of our committee. His name is Devat Singalji. He had come to Mayapur. Maharaj invited us for breakfast, prasadam. We went to his room, same room where he is staying today, for prasadam. It was simple breakfast, but when I remember, still the water comes from my tongue. And that prasadam was nothing but a simple bread. On top of the bread, he had cheese. And on the top, some black pepper, salt, oregano, another thing. And he put in oven and took out from the oven. So crispy, so tasty, so tasty. It was simple, but so tasty that even now, when I talk about, I get, water on my tongue. And Devaji wife, Sasi, Mataji, she became so fascinated with that in her house, she started making that thing for breakfast. And whenever I went to their house, she used to cook that. The other. Bhakti Charu Maharaj is very, fond of Chinese food, Chinese prasad. I don't like Chinese prasad, but he said this is very light, very nice. So many a time in Bombay, actually, we had Chinese prasad. Whenever we go to Mayapur or any meeting, whether it is GBC meeting or any meeting, I have great fortune and opportunity to have more than one time prasadam with Maharaj. Even in Bombay, when he comes, in Mirabai house, we always have prasad. He invites. Just this time, before he went to America, we had prasadam in Mirabai's house, and the cooking was done under Maharaj direction. Even Mirabai knows how to cook according to Maharaj taste. So this way, there are many instances of eating and feeding with Maharaj, feeding Maharaj and eating prasadam with Maharaj. So this is the one of the good quality the Maharaj has, that he wins everyone's heart, whether devotee or outsider, by his feeding prasadam. Second is his personal dealing, gentleman way of behavior is so nice. Even somebody gets angry to him, still he deals very gently. I mean, he throw in, throw out gentleman. He had done PhD on gentlemanness. He is well known in ISKCON society to be gentleman, or Sadhu Bhushan. You know, he has good behavior or habit of a devotee, that how a devotee should be, Vaishnava behavior. We have observed, whether it is bureau meeting or RGB meeting, IISC meeting, or even GBC meeting, he won't speak much, but if he speaks, it makes sense. Very politely, very nicely, he speaks out. Even when he was building the Ujjain temple, there are many irregularities were there. It was not according to bureau rules and regulation, and he got chastised by bureau, but nevertheless he took it very nicely. Even he got upset 1 2 times, but end of the day he came back and he accepted whatever bureau had to say, and he did everything. So that is the other good quality of Amanina Manadena. Always gives respects to other, and doesn't care for his own respect. Even in chastising wise, he chastised sometime, but so nicely that a person whom he chastising, he understands that he, the person is chastised, but public does not understand. So that's the other good quality. If you want to win somebody's heart, they're saying you praise publicly and chastise privately. And Maharaj had done again master in this. I remember once when he was giving class in Juhu, sometime 90 or 80 maybe, I was the vice president. And Maharaj had such a affection for me, because Tamal Krishna Maharaj always respected me and treated me like friend. Bhaktacharya Maharaj also treated me like his friend, affectionately. So one day Maharaj was giving class. I think it was on first canto Bhagavatam. I cannot forget that verse also. The verse was Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Parayojitaha Janatya Subairagyam Jnanam Cha Adahetuka. It was a very nice verse, and Maharaj was explaining so nicely. But as usual, our devotees sometimes they sleep late night, and they find a very solace, very sound, very peaceful time in Bhagavatam class time. So some of the devotees were sleeping. Maharaj is giving class, devotee was sleeping. So I couldn't see it was too disturbing, too insulting to the speaker. So I just did like this. One time I did, two time I did, three time I did like that. Maharaj stopped speaking. I understood what he is saying just by stopping his speech. I understood. And then he started speaking. Now, what I understood is that Maharaj does not like me to clap and disturb. Rather, they sleep peacefully than get disturbed by my clapping. But other, they thought Devkinanda Prabhu is doing good by waking up everybody. So Maharaj giving him a chance to wake up everybody. So same one action for two result. For me, result became something else, but other result something else. And after the class, we went for a breakfast in his room. So he mentioned to me that I'm sorry, I had to stop the class for a few seconds, but I was feeling disturbed during the class when you are clapping. So he did not tell publicly. He could have told, stop clapping, why are you clapping? No, he didn't do that. So this is other good quality of one who is fully engaged. Bhakti kurvanti je drinavrta. One who is engaged in service of the Lord. So Vaishnava behavior, Vaishnava etiquette. Maharaj is expert in Vaishnava etiquette. Through and through Vaishnava he is. Then in this verse it said that those devotees who are, Mai Ananya Bhavena Bhakti Kurvanti e Drhavrata. Lord is saying that anybody who is, engaged in my service. Bhakti means Bhaja Sevaya iti Bhakti. Seva. Seva is important. Service is important in Bhakti. Bhakti means service. So, Mai Ananya Bhavena, one who is undivided, with one divided mind, Ananya Bhavena, no Anya Bhava. His mind is not going anywhere, but only engaged in service of the Lord, only in thought how to please the Lord. Mai Ananya Bhavena Bhakti Kurvanti Drhavrata. So Ananya Bhava and Drhavrata, two Visheshana of Bhakti is given. So Bhakti should be done Ananya Bhavena, without any interruption, undivided, like unmotivated, undivided. And Dridhavrata, Dridhavrata being stanch in your devotion. So anybody who is devotee of Krishna, this is the qualification. And anybody who is devotee of Srila Prabhupada, they also have this qualification. Mai Ananya Bhavena, Prabhupada Ananya Bhavena. Their mind is fixed in Prabhupada. They want to see Prabhupada happy. Bhakti Kurvanti Drham. They have a staunch faith in Prabhupada's word. They only do what Prabhupada wanted. And that is the devotion to Srila Prabhupada. Bhaktacharu Maharaj is one of them who does devotion to Srila Prabhupada Ananya Bhavena or Dridham. He is a staunch follower of Srila Prabhupada and follow the instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Many a time he gets carried away, but always he comes back. No, Prabhupada will not be happy. Whether you can say on the Guru issue or woman issue or any issue, He always checks with, what Prabhupada will like, what will please Prabhupada. I remember once there are many senior sannyasi of ISKCON, big devotee, Sasarup Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Viraj Maharaj, Bhurujan Prabhu. They all are the friend of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. Very close, respected friend and well-wisher Bhakti Charu Maharaj. All of them, they are going to Narayana Maharaj to learn, some different bhav, prema bhakti or something. This was a big thing in ISKCON. And we had a meeting in Bombay. Bhakti Charu Maharaj was staying room number 507. Jaswamati Nandan Prabhu was in 508. We were there in that meeting. I was there. Bhima Prabhu was there. Jaswamati Nandan Prabhu was there. Bhakti Charu Maharaj came. Basu Goswami Prabhu was also there. Few others were there. And we were talking about this thing. Nobody had got to bring out, to speak out. That was called Gopi Bhav Club. Nobody could speak because they were all big personality. Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who will dare to talk anything? Sasarup Maharaj, Bhurujan Prabhu, all these big personalities. I think Gopal Krishna Maharaj was also there in that meeting. So when we were discussing this thing, Bhakti Charu Maharaj was the friend of everybody. But he said one thing which always I remember. He said, we are Prabhupada dog. And when a dog, when he hears some noise, he starts barking. A dog, when he hears the noise, then he barks. So we are Prabhupada dog, and it is our duty to bark because something going wrong. And that was the key turning point. Maharaj said this thing, we should bark. And everybody got charged. And then Jaswamati Nandan Prabhu wrote a fantastic letter. And we sent to GBC body. And Jaswamati Nandan Prabhu later, very philosophical, very, articulated in proper way, that whole Gopi Bhav Club was devastated. Adjourned or finished. So Maharaj said that we are Prabhupada's dog, and if we see something wrong, we should bark. And I took a lesson from there. When I see something wrong, I tell them, Prabhu or Maharaj, whoever they are wrong. This is what Prabhupada said, this is what you are doing. So we as a devotee of ISKCON, I always say, any person who remembers Krishna all the time, what is the symptom of Krishna Bhakta? The one who always chants the name of God, who always thinks about Krishna. Mai Ananya Bhavena is devotee of Krishna. And who is devotee of Prabhupada? One who always thinks and does things for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. So this is the other thing I learned from Maharaj. Mat kirte tyakta karmani tyakta swajana bandhava. He is ready to give up anything and everything. Swajana bandhava. So just I gave example of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, that how he was ready. He knew what will happen if this thing is discussed among his best friends, Tamal Krishna Maharaj and him. Close buddy. In last days of Srila Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was Prabhupada's secretary, Bhakti Charu Maharaj was Prabhupada's servant. Such a bonding they have, such a strong bonding they have. So I have same affection for Bhakti Charu Maharaj, same respect as I have for Tamal Krishna Maharaj. But Bhakti Charu Maharaj was ready to, whatever required to be done, because that was for pleasure of the Prabhupada. So this way, there are many good qualities. Just now, I have great fortune to serve Mayapur now as MEB member. Bhakti Maharaj, Japataka Maharaj, we all are there, Anutama Prabhu, Sridhar Chaitanya Prabhu. So recently, Maharaj made a video for due to coronavirus. Mayapur is facing a big problem because we have almost 5,000 devotees and so many cows. Unfortunately, no visitors are coming, no donation from any part of the world coming. So this is a big, problem right now. All the managers, they are tense. What to do? How can we maintain those cows? How can we maintain those hundreds of brahmachari, thousands of other devotees, and plus such a huge, property? So we decided to make a nice video of Jayapataka Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and publicize to the disciple that they will come forward to help. Bhakti Charu Maharaj immediately, next day, he made a nice video presentable to present the, to his disciple to support Mayapur. And he's so humble and kind. He asked my advice. Do you think this video is good? I saw the video, we all saw, and I gave few comments. They think I have experience of fundraising. So I gave few comments and which he incorporated in that. So Maharaj is always there to help. I remember Kanpur, we started the project in 2009. Kanpur, we started, installed the DT. Maharaj was so kind. He came for installation of the DT, a small temporary temple we had built. He came, he stayed with one of our committee members, Mahendra Gwalji house. Once only he stayed, but family member still remembers Maharaj stayed at their house. He always talked to them about Krishna consciousness, about Krishna and Prabhupada and ISKCON. And they remember Maharaj through that. That time Maharaj gave me 1 lakh rupee donation, helping hand. And he said, if you need any more, please let me know. So he's always very generous in giving out. Even GBC meeting I have seen, if there is some problem for something, whether it is for cow protection or child protection or anything, Maharaj is first one to come out and give more than everybody, generously. So he always there to help. When I was building Kanpur temple, of course, Maharaj is Acharya. He built Ujjain temple in 2 years' time. I thought maybe I will also follow, but Kanpur temple is double size, than Ujjain, bigger. So it took 3 years. But Maharaj always asked me that if you need any help. And I said, no, Maharaj, things are going on, and when I need help, I'll ask you. So he's always generous and helpful. Other thing I was saying that how, if anybody comes in contact with him even once, that person becomes his person. They like to associate with him, whether it is young man or old or oldest. In Bombay, I have seen one Sindhi family, mother and son used to come. Mother was very old, must be like 65 or something. Son was 30-year-old or something. Chandra, I think her name was Chandra, Mataji was Chandra. Whenever Maharaj comes, she is always there. So I always used to joke with Mother Chandra, you have come temple means Bhakti Charu Maharaj is here. and she used to laugh. And so it was very nice. Same way I had one Mr. Kisnani and his family. They requested me. They had bought one room in guest house 507. They said whenever Maharaj comes, he should stay in our room. And sure enough, Maharaj, whenever he comes, he stays in room number 507. That was request by Mr. and Mrs. Kisnani. So Maharaj, I mean, this way, whoever he comes in touch, when he was building Ujjain temple, and he had some problem, monetary problem, and we had GBC meeting in Tirupati that time. He requested me, is it possible that I can get some loan from some of your donors for some time? I said, okay. So I had a donor and committee member, Mukesh Babu. So I called from Tirupati and he said, no problem. So we gave 30 lakh rupees loan to Maharaj, just only for short period of time. And, you know, Mukesh Babu and his wife, they became so close, fan of Maharaj, that I have to teach Maharaj, Maharaj, you are very dangerous. If I introduce somebody, they go to you. So I'm not going to introduce. He said, no. They are all yours, they are all yours. And he told Mukesh Babu. And of course, Mukesh is my friend, so they are a joke. But same timing, Meena, Mukesh Babu wife, Meena Mataji, her name is Meera Devi now. She became a very good devotee in association of Maharaj. And she had Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra in her house. Whenever Maharaj comes to Juhu, he stayed there with them, which is next door to our temple. So this way, there are many wonderful quality Maharaj is having. Maharaj is capable of doing things himself, but he like to ask advice. Even this time, when he went to America, he called me from Ujjain and he asked me that I have some urgent work, I have to go to America. People on airport, can you please organize my trip? Can they give clearance for me to go to America? I have booking on 29th or something, you are saying. So can you, and he called me on 24th or something, and 29th he had to leave. So I said, Maharaj, why are you taking this? Why should you go? I don't think you should go. He said, why don't you try? And frankly speaking, I spoke to Deputy General Manager of airport and he said, Prabhuji, forget it. And I totally forgot. I didn't even tell Maharaj. I didn't tell him. But when he came to Bombay before flying out, I remember. He said, I am going. Then I said, Maharaj, I'm sorry. I did not inform you. I spoke to such a such person. And he said, there's no way. Then he said, no, never mind. That flight also got cancelled. So I am going now. We all requested him, Maharaj, don't go. He said, no, there's some urgent work. I have to go. So what can we do? He left. And whatever happened, but yes, he's Prabhupada man. Prabhupada is, observing everything. And he's going to come out. There's no doubt in that. He's going to come out. He's a good fighter. I have seen fighting in meeting when it comes. And he'll fight out. Prabhupada taught to his disciples how to fight out in difficult situation. So nothing will happen. Rather, he's giving us opportunity to remember Krishna more by doing more kirtan. If he was not in hospital, we will not be talking this thing, his quality. We will not be doing kirtan special for him. So, other hand, if you see that he is giving us opportunity to chant the holy name of the Lord more vigorously, more intensely. Pray all over the world. Devotees are getting the benefit. So this is the quality of the devotee, that they like to give opportunity to others to think about Krishna, talk about Krishna, pray to Krishna. So thank you very much, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, for giving us opportunity. Here I am at Talasari Farm, and every evening we have 30-40 devotees. We are doing wonderful kirtan led by Radhika Kanai Prabhu from 7:30 to 8:30 Indian time. If anybody wants to watch, it's Nilachal Vedic Village Facebook Live, dedicated to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj well-being. Maharaj is a hero and he will come out victorious. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If anybody has any question, you can ask. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, Bhakti Prem Maharaj.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think somebody will raise hand. We are waiting. Just wait. Maybe in the chat.
I mean, I had many more things to say, but time I was given was only 1 hour.
So another 10 minutes are there. We can. If no question, you can continue. Time is there.
Let us see if there is any question.
Better you continue.
Okay. So, yes, only I will connect with my association with Maharaj. Maharaj is also very deep in studying Srila Prabhupada books and Vaishnava Acharya book. Once I was in Mayapur, and as usual, I had gone for prasadam in his place. And after prasadam, he gave me a wonderful gift. And that gift is Gopal Champu. He gave part 1 of Gopal Champu, which was in Sanskrit and Hindi. So he asked me, do you know Sanskrit? I said, yes, Maharaj. So he said, please, you take this thing. And it was Hindi and Sanskrit. So he gave me Gopal Champu book. And that time, he was preparing for Brihad Bhagavatamrit. And he was discussing with me on Brihad Bhagavatamrit. And that year he gave seminar on Brihad Bhagavatamrit, which was very much liked by devotee who attended. And I think in that year only, he also sung the nice Vaishnava bhajan. One cassette came out, and such a wonderful bhajan Maharaj has sung. So a devotee of the Lord is one who has all the good quality. So Maharaj is not only in giving lecture, but also good in nice bhajan, and of course cooking, as I have mentioned. There are many good memory also, right? It's not on my head right now, but yes, when they're doing Abhay Charan, in Bombay, Maharaj stayed camped out in Juhu for a long time. Many other, and he asked me if I like to play some part in Abhay Charan, and I said I love drama, but unfortunately I was very much involved in temple management, so there are no question of, but it was his kindness that he asked me to join Abhay Charan series, which was very good for devotees. Maharaj also have very innovative ideas, to give facility to his devotees, to disciples and devotees. Many a time he gets cheated. I know, I have personal experience that, where he had got cheated. Even anyway, so he gets cheated, but still he very kind-hearted. Once he told me, money will come and money will go. Krishna gives me enough, but I feel bad that, those devotee I'm trying to help, they try to cheat, even disciples. But he does not, take it very seriously. He told me that he wants to see devotees happy financially well off. Many times you told him, Maharaj, you are not a businessman. Why are you getting in business? Many a time you told him, you just get off the business. You are not businessman. He said, I am just trying to help devotees set up this business. And I'm sure even today also, even on the bed, he thinking about some business. He always into business mood. And that business mood is to see devotee engage. It's a Prabhupada set up the spiritual sky to engage devotee. Same way we want to do this thing. Recently, some time back, a year back or something, one day he called me and Bajari Prabhu in Mirabai's house, and we were discussing. And he wanted to have helicopter service from Kolkata to Mayapur. And he asked my idea, and he asked me that if you have any investor who can invest. So frankly speaking, I had investor, but I do not wanted to get in business because Maharaj loses the business. But I did, introduce the people. I have one of our committee member, Captain Slaria. He got many helicopters, from for Vaishnav Devi, darshan he takes from Jammu to Vaishnav Devi. He got almost 20 helicopters. So I had spoken to him, and I said, and he said he can spare his helicopters, and helicopter service can be done from Kolkata to Mayapur. I introduced him to Maharaj, and Maharaj and him, they spoke, and they were ready to launch the helicopter service, but I do not know detail what happened. But yes, Maharaj is very innovative about different services. And one more thing, that in 2018, there was a GBC meeting in Kanpur. I had hosted that meeting. So Maharaj came that same night from America, straightway to Kanpur, and he said, we received him, and he said, I'm coming from USA. I am coming because they're meeting in Kanpur. So he came. Maharaj came to Kanpur all the time when we started the first time in 2009, when we installed the DT of Radha Madhavji. As I have mentioned earlier, he came. And 2011, when we started the project, Maharaj again gave 1 lakh rupees. He promised 2 lakh, but he gave 1 lakh. That was in Vrindavan. He met me, and I said we are starting. So he just arranged to send 1 lakh. He said he will give 2 lakh. He gave 1 lakh. And that was the 2011 when we started. And 2014, when we opened the temple, he gave again 1 lakh. So he finished his quota, whatever he had pledged. But nevertheless, he was always there, and he has, soft corner for Kanpur. So 2018, when GBC meeting was going on, he was very happy with all the arrangement, everything. So my name was there for, being GBC, but Organizational Development Committee, ORCDEV, and other, they were saying that India, whole world is divided. There are only certain number of GBC, and India should have only 8 GBC. And so they said that, well, now the quota is full. There's no place. If somebody step down, somebody resigns, then you are the first choice. So Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, okay, I'm ready to resign. I'll resign, make him GBC. So, and Maharaj told me, and he told the chairman, but I said no. I said, no, Maharaj, I don't want to become GBC on the cost of your resigning. So I am happy. Service, you and me, we are doing same thing. Only difference is you are GBC General Secretary, I'm non-GBC General Secretary. But service is same. So service is going on. So Maharaj is always there, I feel, to encourage others. Whatever way, by his word, by his action, by his love, by his chastisement, by every way, Maharaj is there to help us. Let us take this opportunity of take his help and use his help in progress of our Krishna consciousness. Let us not misuse it. So all the disciples, friend and well-wisher, with my folded hand, I request all of you, please take this opportunity of Maharaj mercy and enhance our devotion by serving Srila Prabhupada and go back home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. महाराज हो गया?
Thank you, Durganandan Prabhu, for your wonderful enlightening class. So, actually, through Corona and this situation, we got the new idea how to get the mercy of devotees like you in such a way. So, I think we'll continue this type of session. So, we're requesting in advance. So, we want to continue this type of Bhagavatam class. We want to hear from you.
I am at your service, Maharaj.
I think everybody enjoyed the class very much. We were connected with Bhagavatam. Actually, devotee needs to hear this type of message in such a critical situation. Thank you very much for
Hare
enlightening.
Krishna.
And please
Hare
continue to guide us. If we are any wrong, please guide us.
Please convey my obeisances to Maharaj, whoever in healthcare, and we are praying for him and hoping to see him soon. Hare Krishna.